Hey, Taurus. This is Miss Carson, and I wanted to go over that question with you. And literally, what you did was just a really, really small mistake. So I'm going to share the screen. Let's see. All right. So you said it was question 6, which is this one. And you want the smallest non-negative and then the next smallest. So this question that you put was correct, but it's not the smallest. So let's work out this problem. And you'll see that it is just such a minor thing that you missed. All right, so you've got 5 cosine squared of x minus 6 cosine of x plus 1 equals 0. And like the other example that I did, the easiest thing to do is let cosine of x represent something, because then this is a regular quadratic problem. And you can substitute another value, a variable in here, and it makes it a little bit easier. So what we can do is we can let cosine of x equal to u. And so then our problem becomes 5u squared minus 6u plus 1 equals 0. And then what we can do is factor this, because this is a quadratic. So I multiply the last term by the first term. 5 times 1 equals 5. And we want 2 numbers that multiply to give 5, but add to give the middle number. Okay. And so when I think about that, it's going to have to be a 1 and a 5, a 1 and a 5 here. But we want it to be a -6. So both of these have to be negative. Okay. And so then what happens is this breaks up into a -1u and a -5u. And so now we have 4 terms. And so then we can factor this by grouping. And so I'm going to group these two. And actually, no, I'm going to group these 2 and these 2. So I have 5u squared minus 5u, and then I have a -1u plus 1. And so what do these 2 have in common? They have a 5 and a u. So I bring out a 5u. And so 5u times what gives you 5u squared? And that's going to be a u, minus 5u times what gives you -5u, and that's going to be a 5. Nope, no, it's going to be a 1, sorry. 5u times 1. All right, so we check it. 5u times u gives you 5u squared. 5u times 1 gives you -5u. And the same thing here. What do these have in common? I bring out a -1. That's going to be a u. And then, let's see. Did I bring that right? Yeah. And this is also going to be a -1, because -1 times -1 gives you a +1, right? And the goal was to get these to the same. So I bring this out. That's one factor. And then I have 5u minus 1. And that's going to be equal to 0. Okay. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to write this on another page. All right. So I have u minus 1 and 5u minus 1 equals 0. And now we set both of these equal to 0. And we keep on going. And I solve this. This will be u equals 1. Then I add 1. 5u equals 1 divided by 5. And so I have u equals 1/5 and u equals 1. So we have two answer choices. And remember, I let u be equal to cosine of x. So now what I have to do is I have to replace this with cosine of x. Okay. And we have to solve it like it's an equation. So what this means is you're looking for some beta value where x is equal to 1. And if you think about it on the unit circle, that's going to be at the point 1, 0 right here. It's going to be at point 1, 0. Okay. And it's going to be at 0. Okay. So 0 is the first one. And then what you can do is we obviously know that this is not going to be on the unit circle. So we just plug this in the calculator and make sure you're in radian mode. And you got this answer. And you had to round it 3 decimal places. So that means your answer should have been 1.369. Now, which one of these is smaller? Well, the 0 is smaller. So this should have been your first answer. And then this one was the second one. And again, you got this one. So you were just missing this part. You were so close on that question. Okay. Let me know if you have any other questions on this. And I'll be happy to work a few more. Just let me know which ones you need. Sorry I didn't get back to you earlier. I know our schedules are kind of off when you, and I should have gotten back to you on Wednesday, but I have taken the day off and the internet at my house is just terrible. So anyway, email me if you have any more questions and I will be happy to work on some other ones for you.